Like you know. Act like you know, act like you know, act like a you know, act like you know. Guys, gals, and gas, honey, yes, honey, you already know what time it is. We getting into the mess today, honey. Yes, honey, because what is it? Messy Mondays. And we're going to do it just how we do it, honey. We're going to break it up into the segments. Let's start with what's cracking with the Caucasian Americans, honey. Don't trust no.
Connor.
All right, how long y'all been together?
About a year.
A year?
Yeah.
Yeah, about I'd say a year and like 2 months.
Y'all be getting into arguments?
No, he doesn't argue about anything.
Do y'all got best friends?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say we have a good friend group.
How y'all feel about having best friends and shit?
I think that it's perfectly okay for people to have friends.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got matter of fact, we gonna swap phones and see who be texting who. Y'all cool with that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, babe. Swap phones.
I trust you.
All right, his phone first.
All right. What's this? No, wait, what's the...
Hold on.
So now you got a problem with me grabbing your phone?
Yeah, I do.
And why would you have a problem?
No reason.
Well, excuse the fuck out of me, but why do you have a problem? You shouldn't be having a problem with me going through your phone.
The flashlight's on, actually. Hey, turn that off.
Flashlight. You want her to go through the phone
I
still?
don't give a fuck about no damn flashlight. No, yeah, why don't... Go ahead. Go ahead. Do you have a problem? Are we having a problem now? Are we really doing this? Are we really having a problem now?
You know,
This is a
No.
loyalty test. Are you being loyal?
you can go through the phone.
Oh, so I can now.
About the messaging apps. You know,
What do you...
those.
Are you playing me?
No,
You told me you wouldn't do this.
I just,
Why don't you tell me who this is?
Oh shit.
Why
Who
don't
is
you tell
Stacy?
me-
it's ship 15.
No, I don't... No, because last time I checked, she was just someone that you work with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and why doesn't it stay at work then? Why does it stay on your phone then?
You know, she calls out for work, right? You're going,
Oh snap.
that's all. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
No, just leave it.
All right,
Ooh, act like you know. Act like you know. Act like you know. Honey, she said, why it don't stay at work? Oh, child. Baby, let me know. Let me know in the chat. Is y'all switching y'all phones with y'all partners? Honey, how do y'all think? Who is Stacy? Who do y'all think Stacy is a better question. Child, since we seeing what's cracking, honey, we got to get into New York, honey. Baby, the Caucasian Americans will fight you over a parking space in New York, Miss Thing.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. You gonna touch a woman? Are you serious right now? I am serious, actually. Oh, you gonna hit a woman? Yeah, you know what? Right now. You're breaking the fucking law. Yeah, you know what?
Don't.
I know it's not. Go talk to her. Somebody go find a car. I'm a guy here too. Don't move. Lady,
Let's
mad.
go.
I got mad too.
Come on!
It's Halloween.
I got a meeting now!
You got nowhere to go. That's your problem.
Your girl said, come on.
Let's go. DJ.
Let's go.
Go!
Finding your car.
Move your car! Move it 1 foot! Move it! You got it! The hell is going on? Let it go!
Your girl said, move it. Move your car. Move your car. Honey. I don't know if y'all got into it, but she was not here for them, honey. Over a parking space? I had places to be. Honey, get out of my way. She said, child, honey, what is the Caucasian Americans doing with their children is the question, honey.
No, no. No.
Baby, he thought he was about to get kicked next, didn't he? Honey, he thought he was the next one punted. He thought he was the next one up, honey. Now, if y'all haven't seen this foolishness, honey, what's cracking? Caucasian American college students. Baby, child.
What's that?
Child, honey, I don't know if y'all got into it, but he was doing monkey noises at the black girl who was out there. It was a war protest. It was a war protest. It was a free Palestine protest, and it turned real racist real quick. If you didn't get into the monkey business, don't worry about it. Got the screenshot for you, honey. Yes, screenshots last forever, honey. Baby, this is going to come back to haunt you, JP. This is going to come back to haunt you. Yes, yes. He has been allegedly identified as JP Staples. Honey, yes, yes. He, and I'm assuming that this may really be him because his Instagram was at JP Staples underscore. And baby, that Instagram is no longer active. But this has been a whole team. This happens at Ole Miss in Mississippi, University in Mississippi. And Ole Miss hasn't done anything. Ole Miss hasn't done anything. They've kicked JP out of his fraternity. But Ole Miss has not set any discipline. Ole Miss has not, he essentially hasn't gotten in trouble, which is not shocking for Ole Miss. If you know anything about Mississippi, then you know how they get down. Now, I wonder how things would have went. I wonder if things would have been different had he attacked a Jewish or a Muslim student. Like this incident here.
You don't like it? Go back to jail.
You are literally...
I'm literally in your face. That's right.
You're disrespecting my religious
Why are you wearing a mask?
Like,
You're so
literally.
you should be happy with what you're doing.
Boundaries.
What does this have to do with religion? You're spewing hate. What does this have to do with religion?
Sense of humanity, bitch.
Get the fuck out of my face.
No.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, who invited you here?
Yeah.
Go back to jihad. Go.
Hate crime.
You're not working.
Fuck
Hate
out.
crime. Hate crime right here. Cops, what are you doing? Hate crime right here.
What's the problem? You guys have an issue? What do you say about the 7th of October? You have an opinion about it? You also glorified it? You're happy about it?
We were literally
COVID or
just
the
standing here.
FBI, huh? That's
We're literally just
So
standing
take off the mask. You're proud. No, you're proud, no?
Not Jewish people attacking a Muslim woman. Ain't Jewish people the victims? Aren't the Jews supposed to be the victims, honey? Not them attacking a Muslim woman. The Jews? Where they do that at? Where they do that at, honey? And speaking of people cracking, your girl Roseanne, honey. I don't know if y'all seen this clip, but we gotta get into it.
What happened, Mom? We're at Bergdorf. Are you okay? You look very sore.
No, I'm not okay because I just had a horrible flashback, a horrible memory. Right now, I realize that 26 years ago, Joe Biden raped me right here in that dressing room in the shoe department where I went in and changed my shoes.
Oh my God.
He raped me in here. Joe Biden. He raped me right here in the shoe department at Bergdorf Goodman.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not. I need to sue. I need to sue.
Roseanne was not assaulted by Joe Biden in Bergdorf. This is Roseanne being Roseanne and attempting to defend Trump because Trump is currently on trial for assaulting someone in Bergdorf. Child, if you don't believe me, yes, Roseanne is a Trump supporter. Y'all already know that she's been in trouble for being racist and anti-Semitic, and they done kicked her off her own show, and she lost her mind. So they say, I don't think she ever lost her mind. I think she's just trailer park trash showing her true colors.
Trump's the guy. You know him, obviously.
Well, as I always say, he's the only guy in my Hollywood career that ever returned a favor and gave me back more than I had given him. I think he has such integrity. I think he's like me a lot. He tries to be funny, and he is really funny.
Yeah, he is.
The guy's really funny. He's got great timing, and I laugh.
What favor did he return?
I was doing I think it was my second or third HBO special, stand-up special. He let me film it at Trump, New Jersey. What's that called? Atlantic City.
Atlantic City, yeah.
And not only that, but he drove me out in his Packard on stage. He drove me out in his Packard, got out and escorted me to the microphone, which was so lovely. Because my second special, I did it as a has-been who's coming back.
Yes.
And oh my God, did they hate that? I got sued by every single casino in the world and had to give them back all the money.
That's just proof that Roseanne and Trump have been chummy, buddy for a long time. As I said, we already know that Roseanne is anti-Semitic. We already know that she's a whole bigot. And she's been friends with Trump this whole time. I just want y'all to keep that in mind. When you align with Trump, you align with people like Roseanne. I don't know if y'all got into the first clip of Roseanne, the one before this one. But that was her son recording her. Baby, honey, and y'all talk about y'all ready for the boomers to no longer exist. Honey, they done passed a lot of people down with them. They done passed on to a lot of people. They have passed on their beliefs and their rhetoric and their ideology to their offspring. Racism ain't going nowhere, even when the baby boomers are gone. That's the whole point. But since we speaking of Trump,
we're going to rebuild our cities. We're going to bring them back like they used to be. We're going to make them safe places again. We're going to give our police their power back, and we're going to give them immunity from prosecution. So they're not prosecuted for doing their job. We'll take over the horribly run capital of our country, Washington, D.C., and clean up, renovate, and rebuild our capital city so that it's no longer a nightmare of murder and crime.
Baby, this is a dog whistle. If y'all can't hear it, well, child, hopefully none of y'all are canines. But if y'all couldn't hear the dog whistle, baby, he is essentially saying that he is going to make laws to make it more lenient on police so that they can continue harassing black people, committing police brutality, discriminating and profiling against black and brown people. You know, all of that. If anybody needs some lenience in this country, it ain't the police. But I want all of the Negro population who have been saying that y'all support Trump and y'all follow Trump and y'all have been considering voting for Trump. I want y'all to be aware of what you're voting for. You're voting for police brutality, police brutality. You gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go. Where you gotta go? Up out of here, honey. Child, if this man becomes president again, it's not looking good. Well, it's not looking good that he's even in the running to be president. But if he becomes, Lord, the spirit, put your hands up. If he becomes president, It is not a good look, honey. Child. That's when I'm going to go ahead and cash in that Social Security. I'm going to go ahead and cash in my Social Security number, honey. Or sell it to somebody trying to migrate here. Something. I can't do it. I will no longer be able to do it, honey. Child. Honey. Speaking of crazy Caucasians with power, honey.
Didn't stop at all. Did you not hear my lights or sirens or anything?
No, I didn't actually. I was on the phone.
Okay, well, you're not supposed to be on the phone.
This lady made it all the way home when she was attempting to be traffic stopped. She made it home alive. Keep that in mind.
While you're driving either.
Yes, I am with the hands-free. Absolutely.
Okay. Why are you so upset at me? I'm doing my job. You just admitted to me that you were going 55 and a 35 on Phillips Road.
Can you please tell him to leave me alone? It's
Officer Christopher. Can you stay over here, ma'am? This is a traffic. This is a legal traffic stop. Do you have your ID?
No, it's in my purse. Here.
You have your purse right there.
No, this is my lunch. Would you talk to Dennis? I'm the one who prosecutes it. Okay? Just go ahead and do it. Go ahead. You know what I've been dealing with all day? 3 murders in the city. And do you think I really care if I was going 20 miles over the speed limit?
Okay, I'm just doing my job. If you pulled over when you saw my lights, which obviously you did.
I thought you were going somewhere else because I thought no one would ever pull a black SUV if you ran my plates.
I didn't run your plate. I just called your plate out. And then I'm following you because you're not stopping.
All right, bye.
Hi.
Hi, I'll talk to Jeff. Okay, sorry. Okay. I didn't want to pull over on Phillips Road. It was just, I figured I'd just pull into my driveway.
Okay. Well,
and I called Dennis and I said,
okay,
that's me that they're trying to stop.
Okay.
So that's the end of story.
Okay, but you should know better, right?
I was speeding. I know that.
Okay, so why didn't you just stop like you're supposed to?
Because I didn't feel like stopping on Phillips Road at 5:30.
That's not your choice. You know that.
Well, I made it my choice.
Okay, well, now you made it a bigger deal than it needed to be.
It's a really bigger deal, and when people start coming, it's a much bigger deal.
Well, you caused that, Sandra. Well, what do you want us to do? Not do our job because it's you?
No.
You broke another law because of that, right? And you should know better. That's not a traffic ticket. That's an arrestable offense, Sandra. You know this.
I was right down the street. I figured I will just stop in my driveway. That's what I figured. I thought it would be easier. Apparently I was wrong.
Yeah, well, that was not the right choice.
No, Sandra, that was not the right choice, Sandra. Honey, if anybody should have the lenience to avoid stopping for the police, it should be black people. Black and brown people specifically. Because, our history of stopping for the police usually results in our funerals. Child, honey. Sandra says she makes her own rules, honey. She makes her own decisions, honey. She said, ain't nobody controlling my life, honey. She said she is Janet Miss Jackson if you nasty, and she is in control. Yeah. Of course, Sandra not only had the complexion for the protection from the collection, honey, Sandra had the protection from the government, or so she thought. She had the protection from the corrections. She thought, honey. And what happened 17 seconds later? Sandra had to come back. Sandra had to come back and backtrack and redact. And y'all know it's apology time.
Last Monday, I failed you and the standards that I hold myself to. And for that, I am so sorry. What I did was wrong, no excuses. I take full responsibility for my actions. I fell short of the values I've held for my entire 33-year career. I didn't treat this officer with the respect that he deserved. All police officers deserve respect. I am truly and sincerely sorry. I had just come from work. I was dealing with 3 homicides that occurred over the weekend. I watched a video where an innocent cab driver was executed. And I was still reeling from a frightening medical concern that my husband received that afternoon. But we all had bad days and stress, and it was wrong for me to take it out on an officer who was simply doing his job. While I previously apologized to him, I will say it again. I'm sorry. Police already have a tough job, and that day I made this officer's job harder. To the community, I owe you full transparency. Here's what I'm doing to hold myself accountable. First, I already pled guilty to the speeding ticket, and I will willingly pay the fine. Next, I'm referring the entire matter to a district attorney from another county for review and will fully cooperate with that investigation. I'm going to self-report this incident to the grievance committee, and I will cooperate with their investigation. Finally, if one of my assistant district attorneys had acted this way, I would have disciplined them. So I'm disciplining myself. I will take ethics training to remind myself that professionalism matters. I've been humbled by my own stupidity, and I'm fully to blame. I will make this right. I ask for your forgiveness.
Sandra said that she is disciplining herself. Y'all don't need to fire her because she is disciplining herself. She done already signed up for sensitivity training and ethical training and all that stuff that she had already, them classes that she had already taken before. Honey, Sandra said that she was having a bad day. And y'all are lucky that she didn't cry in this apology. Now, Sandra said that she self-reported. No, Sandra, honey, that body cam reported on you, batch. Honey, that body cam reported. That body cam got you, girl. Honey, Miss Thing. Yes, Sandra. Honey. Meanwhile, on the dark side of things, these children didn't even have the opportunity to make it home. Teenagers, yeah, pit maneuver. Honey, pit maneuver, that is illegal in many states. Yes, took the lives of 4 teens between the ages of 14 and 16 years old. Child, also keep in mind that police chases are now illegal in quite a few places. I think that these are the things that we need to be talking about during election year. I think that these are the things that matter. Not whether or not transgender adults decide to be transgender and live in their truth. Child, protect the children. Protect the children. What's going on, Neil? I'm glad you made it, love. I'm glad you made it here, my love. Child, honey. But we focused on what's important, ain't we? We focused on what's important this election year, honey. Child, speaking of importance and election year, this Kendrick Drake beef, child, I done already said it on my TikTok, honey. For me, the nail is in Drizzy's coffin. But to be fair, I had told y'all about Drake before, honey. We had already discussed all the teas about Drake that Kendrick Lamar has now brought up. But Meet the Grams did it for me. Meet the Grams has been my favorite so far. Meet the Grams has been my favorite so far. The open letter to all of Drake's family members, honey, and the truth and honesty that was in it, baby. When I tell you that he read that, honey. Anyway, DJ Vlad, if y'all don't know DJ Vlad, honey, don't worry about it. Don't even look him up, honey. He's just a culture vulture, Gen X, white Jewish man, honey, American baby, who could afford technology in the 90s that other people couldn't. A lot of black and brown people couldn't. So he labeled himself a DJ. He bought some turntables and stuff and labeled himself a DJ. Now he's a culture vulture online. He has continued his trends of being able to afford technology that black and brown people can't, educating himself and informing himself to become technology savvy, techno savvy. And he has been using that technology to exploit the hip-hop community. During this whole beef, DJ Vlad wants to come out and critique the mix of Kendrick Lamar's diss record, Not Like Us. Now, keep in mind, Not Like Us is where Kendrick really goes in and exposes not just Drake, but his whole OVO team and OVO record label for them essentially trying to colonize Black American hip hop, for them cosplaying rappers and Black Americans, essentially. I mean, you know, it's Drake. I consider Drake Black by phenotype. Yeah, he's not passing for white. But he's not American, one. He is very culture vulturistic, two. And I think that everything that Kendrick said about him was spot on, except for this whole tea with this little girl. Now, we don't know nothing about this little girl, honey. But I want to know the tea. I want to know who this alleged daughter is, and I want to know who this alleged baby mother is. But, honey, anyway, Kendrick hits back with Not Like Us, and he goes after the whole team, and he comes for Drake's validity as a Black man and Drake's validity as a rapper, honey. So Morgan Jenkins, faculty at Princeton University, she responds to Vlad's critique of the mix, and she says, "You are white. This is a Black folk affair." Honey. Vlad responds and said, "Wait, so a professor at Princeton is telling me what a white person shouldn't be allowed to voice, that a white person shouldn't be allowed to voice their opinion about hip hop?" Child. DJ Vlad goes on to continue tagging Princeton and adding Princeton as he's going back and forth with this woman. Child, honey, very low vibrational, honey. Nobody complains about the mix to Kendrick's song, Not Like Us. Me, as a songwriter, I don't see nothing wrong with the mix personally. It wasn't my favorite out of the diss tracks, but valid and relevant nonetheless. I'm not about to play in y'all face, and I'm not about to play in Vlad's face. Honey, Vlad just wanted something negative to say about this whole beef, period. But he specifically wanted something negative to say about Not Like Us, because Not Like Us touches on culture vulturism. And Vlad is the definition of a culture vulture. Yes. Honey. He got to attack it. He got to attack it, honey. Vlad keeps forgetting that he is a guest in hip hop. Yes. Honey, child, honey, colonizers will colonize, honey. Like I said, it went back and forth. You know, he pulled a Jewish Karen stunt and continued to tag Princeton, continued to work to get Princeton's attention. Even insinuated that this lady was biased and prejudiced against her students because of her telling Vlad to stay in his place, essentially. Got a lot of attention, a lot of feedback. Morgan ends up responding that Vlad lied. He tagged her employer multiple times. He was trying to cause professional harm. She was saying that she didn't troll him, that she was centering Black people in the discussion on hip hop and told him to stand down because it's not his space. She says he's backtracking because he miscalculated, and she's asking him to stop contacting her family. So she's alleging that he's been contacting not only her employer, but her family as well. And she has been getting a lot of backing, honey. There have been whispers and rumors that she is related to someone in entertainment, and that essentially Vlad didn't know who he was playing with. Yes. But it got Vlad's attention, so much so that he made a post today. He said, "Since it's Monday, let me clear the air and state that I never had any intention of filing a complaint to Princeton for former Professor Morgan Jenkins, saying that white people aren't allowed to comment on Kendrick Lamar's music. She trolled me and I trolled back. At the end of the day, it created an interesting discussion about race relations in America. I will be discussing it further in my future interviews." Vlad, you did not create this conversation. Okay? Vlad, yet you are here again centering yourself and playing Jewish Karen, girl. Yes, it's given very catty. It's given very catty, and you know we tend to associate catty with womanhood. Vlad, honey, tuck your tail between the legs. You lost this one. You a culture vulture. Anybody who knows it, who knows you, knows it. The only following and supporters you have are non-black people, non-black hip hop heads, and you know the rappers who you pay to come on your platform, because they wouldn't speak to you for free, even though they're just as low vibrational for settling for a few dollars to speak to you and boost your views. But yeah, anybody who's anybody knows that Vlad TV is dead, and knows that Vlad will not be going down in history as a hip hop expert, but as another white person who exploited hip hop, just like the execs at record labels tend to do. This was the only black person who came to Vlad's defense, and Vlad reposted her tweet. This was the only black person who he could find that had a positive tweet regarding him. I'm thinking. And Vlad scrolls the internet, honey, heavily. Even before I was a content creator, Vlad was following me because I did at one point watch Vlad's platform. But to any black people out there who are defending Vlad in this situation, I want you to know.
You know, you're gonna clown out there. Do you feel like a clown?
Yeah, I really do feel like a clown.
You do feel like a clown? The crazy thing is you look like a clown right now.
You look like a clown right now, love. Yeah, the crazy thing is you look like a clown right now, huh? Pray on it, honey. All of them are culture vultures. All of them are guests in hip hop who exploit the ills of hip hop and who exploit negative stereotypes about black people. There are hundreds of hip hop artists in this country who are very high vibrational. Those people don't tend to platform those artists. And those artists probably don't want to talk to those people. For a reason, honey. Moral of the story. Shout out to my friend Jafar. Drake, you out here getting cooked. You out here getting cooked, and apparently the people is letting you know in your inbox, in your DMs. They're not even trying to embarrass you. Lord, it sounds like some work needs to be done over there. It sounds like some soul searching and stuff needs to be done over there, honey. We have so many other things to focus on. We have so many other things to focus on as a community. Not Drakeisha. You know what, Miss Neal? You know what I'm not going to with you. Child. Honey. Baby, you know I be having my tin hat on. You know I am a conspiracy theorist. Honey, yeah. Child, y'all call it conspiracy theorists. I call it awakens before the dawn. But no, y'all know that they keep, if you keep your ear to the news, if you follow science and you know all of the space exploration and the alien of it all, then you know that there's been slowly but surely leaking information to us, leaking information to the humans and to humanity, and essentially verifying that life on other planets is not only very likely, but very real. Very real. Honey, child, I don't know what them things is on Mars, but guess who won't be going? If I was never sure about whether I was going to stay on this planet or not, had I had the option, That validated it for me. That validated it for me. And maybe it's a ploy. Maybe it's a ploy to keep Negroes like me right on Earth while the ship goes down. Okay. Child. Like I randomly came across this video on YouTube, and is it just me, or is they trying to make the Neanderthals, they start trying to make Neanderthals look like they were black? Neanderthal people, based on everything that we know about the science of race, Neanderthals were not black people. We're not brown people. I don't know what y'all doing. What is y'all doing? Honey. Child. I know what they doing. It's called programming. It's called programming. Honey, but we coming out of the woods. We coming out of the woods. You can take your tin hat off. Let's get into some things that we have proof of. I don't know if y'all knew this story, but when I heard it, I said I had to share it with y'all.
Just want to take a step back for you, Julia, because you have two historical figures that I'll bet most people don't know this about you. You're brushed with, let's start with the day you were born. Who paid for the hospital bill?
Okay. Her research is very good.
We're professionals.
This is the King family paid for my hospital bill.
Not my family.
Not your family, but
Martin Luther King Jr.
and Coretta.
And how did that come about?
Well,
I mean, did you guys know that about Julia Roberts? That's what I said. Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott King Jr. Why did they do that? Because your dad, Walter Roberts.
Yes, and obviously because my parents couldn't pay for the hospital bill. My parents had a theater school in Atlanta called the Actors and Writers Workshop. And one day, Coretta Scott King called my mother and asked if her kids could be part of the school because they were having a hard time finding a place that would accept her kids. And my mom was like, sure, come on over. And so they just all became friends, and they helped us out of a jam.
Yeah, because in the 60s, you didn't have little black children interacting with little white kids in acting school.
Right.
And your parents were like, come on in.
Yeah.
I think that's extraordinary.
Yeah.
And it sort of lays the groundwork for who you are.
Oh, absolutely.
Child, this is just a reminder. You know, we always got to see what's cracking with the Caucasian. But this is just a reminder that some good ones do exist. They may be far and few between, but they still exist. Just a reminder, you know, that the ultimate message is, can't we all just get along? Can't we all just get along, honey, in the name of Jesus? All right? And in the name of Jesus, honey. Where is this fool child running?
Pierce fucking Morgan! You're asking too
Just for the
many
record,
questions.
my name is actually just Piers Morgan.
What's wrong with saying free Palestine? Pierce, can you say free Palestine for me?
I think
Pierce, can you say free Palestine for me?
if you stop shouting, yeah.
I want you to say it.
Yes, I'm happy to say.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm not going to shout.
If you just,
Mr. Pierce Morgan,
if you just
please
keep
say
quiet,
free
I can answer your
Palestine.
question. Yes, I'm very happy to say
I'm
that.
never quiet, Pierce.
Sorry, you're still talking.
I'm never quiet.
Okay, but try.
I'm never
Otherwise,
quiet,
I can't.
Pierce. I cannot
You asked me to
shut
do
up.
something. If you don't shut up, I can't give you the answer.
Oh my God.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I'll shut up for you.
I absolutely believe that Palestine
Pierce.
should be free. Yes.
Oh, okay. And how are we going to do that, Pierce? Give us the answers, Pierce Morgan. Give us the fucking answers.
Yeah,
how are we going to make Palestine free?
Yeah, if it was as simple
How
as
are we
me,
going to do it?
If it was as simple as me just giving a simple answer now, it would have been done by now. It's a very complicated issue. But let me ask you again. Let me ask you again, seriously, why did you do what you did to Alec Baldwin, and what did you hope to achieve?
Alec Baldwin, look at me. Pierce, honestly. Pierce, look at my body. Look at this. Look at me. Pierce, I was maimed by a white man.
Listen,
But
I understand you're a performative artist. I understand you're trying to make everybody laugh. You've made your joke about your terrible
Via
maiming.
satellite, you're lashing me.
Right. Okay. I'm not lashing you.
I was beaten. This is the third. This is the third white man to beat me this week.
Right.
Third white man. Yesterday, my white boyfriend beat the shit out of me. This is the third white man. Monday was Alec. The second day was another white man. Third day, Pierce Morgan is beating me up on international TV.
Oh, Lord. Oh, she does it for me. Honey, she does it. She is a key for me. The way that she be trolling these, honey, the way that she be trolling the clan, honey, oh, a key for me, honey. Child, falling in the floor laughing, honey, falling out. What's going on, AJ? Honey, yes, ain't she a whole entire key? Nothing but the key to life. Honey, I live for her. I live for her, honey. She's one of the reasons that I got stuck on TikTok, and now look where we are. Child, pray for me. I hope y'all praying, honey. I hope y'all praying. And while y'all praying, donate to the channel. Don't forget, honey, send me $1. Send me $1. Send your girl $1, honey. Yes. Cash App is $ Queen Geek. Yeah. All one word. Yes. Honey, I will pop up. Bre Starr. Yeah, it's a picture with me with some horsehair on my head. Yes. Donate $1 to your girl. Honey, yes. Donate $1 to the sick and shut-in, honey. Baby. Now, let's get into the straight people business. Let's get into the straight people business, chat. Lord.
Question. See this? So I'm gonna ask y'all a question, right? How long have you guys been married?
60 years.
How long?
60.
And what's kept y'all married this long?
She got good pussy.
She what?
She got good pussy.
Go ahead and clock Grandpop out. Go ahead and clock Grandpop out. And why was Grandma? Let me bring them back. And why was Grandma just sitting there smiling like she already knew the answer? You know, she's sitting there with her wig sitting up top her head. Honey, yeah, I want y'all to stop putting y'all grandparents on the internet here. No, please keep doing it. Please continue to keep putting your grandparents on the internet. Child. Now, in this next video, I posted on my IG for y'all to see. I told y'all that I was going to end up talking about it, honey. Child. Jim Jones knocking the Caucasian people, honey, in the airport, honey. Threw the Caucasian man down the escalator. Honey, what Lil' Kim said on the stage on the escalator. Jim Jones, well, at least those rumors, we know now the rumors that we heard about Jim having hands, we know that they are drip. Honey, because Jim had got double teamed. We can't show the feature here. We can't show the footage here. We can't show the footage of the fight. I am going to show footage of I am going to show the police breaking it up and security breaking it up. Trigger warning, there will still be some violent interaction and security attempting to break up the fight and all of that. We do not condone violence over here at the Very Very Push channel. If you want to see the whole fight, go to my Instagram. Ciao. Huh. Jim Jones. Dipset.
It's two of them against me. You hurt my friend. You fucking hurt my partner. You hurt my friend. You okay, Jimmy? They jumping me.
Sit down.
He assaulted me. He assaulted me. They both assaulted me.
Go sit down.
They both assaulted me.
Your ass down. I don't fucking care.
Sit your ass down.
Sit your ass down now.
What the fuck did I just say? They both sit your ass down. You guys have gloves or first aid? You're not listening.
Child, I just wanted y'all to get into the whole confussle confusion of it all, honey. They was confused. Security was confused naturally. Naturally, they wanted to, naturally they wanted to take the side of the Caucasian Europeans. It seems, I don't know where these people from. I just know they white. But yeah, child, honey, Grandpa played his position. Oh, he is hitting the police and the security. Honey, privilege. Because if he was black or brown, what would have happened? He would have been a detainee. Honey. I just wanted y'all to get into, honey. They was confused, honey. It looked as if the black man was getting double teamed. It looked as if the black man had the presumed innocence. But, it was a conflazzle. Because the police ain't trained to side with the black people. They not trained to side with the black people, honey. Child, honey, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. Ooh. You glad Jim didn't keep going, honey? Y'all know that Jim is no stranger to the police, honey. Child, honey. But what is going on with y'all friend Tiffany Haddish?
Colleges, right? I don't give a fuck about that shit. I've never went to college. Why would I care? Why would I care about college? Boo to college? Or boo that I never went? Or boo that I don't give a fuck about the college? Boo that I don't give a fuck about the college? Why should I give a fuck about the college? There's not genocide at the college. I give a fuck about what's going on the other side of the world, but why would I give a fuck about the college? Because of Africa? Because Africa is working at the college? Shut the fuck up. This is the shit I'm talking about. Stupid motherfuckers at the college. I ain't never worked a goddamn day in your life. Do you remember 9/11, bitch? No, forget about it. We were under attack. 11 terrorists blew our shit up. 3,000 people dead. What the fuck did we do, America? Do y'all remember what we did? If you're from the 1900s, you remember. We went the fuck over there. We fucked they ass up, didn't we? I went over there. I flew on a plane. I went over there and did comedy for the troops. I did do that. I did comedy for our American troops.
She keep making it worse and worse, don't she? She keep making it worse and worse. What is going on? She was drunk, wasn't she? What is going on with y'all friend Tiffany Haddish? What is going on with y'all girl? Honey, she ain't recovered since them kitty diddling allegations, did she? The Billica is caught. The Billica is caught in the back of my girl. She ain't recovered since them kitty diddling allegations, did. Honey, it's looking like Tiffany might have to hang it up. It's looking like Tiffany might have to hang it up. To me, I'm not seeing a recovery. Honey. She gonna have to take some time off, honey. Yeah, she gonna have to take some time off, Maybe she can come back and pull a, Robert Downey Jr., or any other various problematic Caucasian entertainers who have had the opportunity to come back. But Tiffany Haddish, this ain't it, honey. Tiffany, you go here with Sandra to get some sensitivity training because you can't read a room. How are you supposed to be a stand-up comedian? Bellica. How are you supposed to be a stand-up comedian and you can't read a room? She's unraveling. Isn't she unraveling, honey? Yes. Baby, you're unraveled. Honey. Yeah. They used to say not wrap too tight. Honey, the wrapping and the dressing is coming off. Child. Girl, what's going on? Honey. Child. What's going on? Honey, that should have been the name of this live, honey. What is going on, honey? I'm gonna tell you something that's going on with a lot of y'all. A lot of y'all got some badass kids, honey. Yes, got some badass children, huh? Like, child.
Nighttime.
It's daytime.
It's nighttime.
It's daytime.
Child, would you have slapped him back? Would you have slapped him back, honey? It be your own kids. It be your own kids, honey. Not her trying to do a TikTok. Look at your girl. Oh, she getting it too. She thinks she getting it too. Look, honey. Yes, go ahead. You got the moves. You got the choreography. Honey, look at her mother in the background. It be y'all kids. It be y'all badass kids, honey. I'm telling you. Honey. Child. Now, if you consider this bad, this is the type of bad that I was, honey.
Hey, to me, happy birthday to me, happy birthday to me. Okay. Happy birthday to me.
Yes, honey. Child, honey. If a child came out giving that, then that's when I knew that my genes was dominant in that personality. Happy birthday to me. Honey, yes. Happy birthday. Honey, you better know it, honey. Baby, it's prime season, ain't it? They had their routines and they, honey, I think it was partition. Yeah, they came out to partition. It's the girl in the middle for me. Honey, somebody got on house slippers. Somebody got on slides. And the girl in the middle got on a heel. Honey, drummer roll up the parts. Girl, not their routine, honey. Their routine, girl. And La Pro Hecto, honey, in the El Pro Hecto. Honey, what is going on? Is they supposed to be secret? Was they supposed to be? It's your girl. Oh, it's your girl. Honey, not with the blonde tresses hanging at the bottom. Not with the blonde tresses hanging up. Drummer, roll up the partition, please. Honey. Girl. Honey. Hold on. Let me get my life together. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Honey. Oh. Honey. Ah! And what was going on here? What was this? What is this? What is this? What in the what in the bizarre thirst trap is this, honey? What kind of Pilates is this, honey? What? Oh. What is we stepping towards this? What is these steps for? Girl, girl, where's your uterus, girl? Now she clapping. Girl, Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey. Honey, what is happening? The universe. So, sir, what in the fuck is going on? Honey, y'all Negro, I can't do nothing with y'all. Now, I happen to be on Twitter, honey, and came across this, and it made me think, honey.
Good morning, adulting is ghetto. We already know this. So I may or may not have ruffled a few feathers on Twitter with a statement that I made. Do I give a damn? Absolutely not. But I would just like to clarify a few things, okay? So there was a video of a dude who beat this white dude up because he was saying the N-word. But what kind of threw me off with the video, but you know me, I'm pro-black. Anything black people do for the most part, yes, sock it to them, give it to them. But in this particular video, as he was beating the dude up, he was calling him the N-word. Like, back to him, like every punch. Yeah, what you gonna do about that N-word? What you gonna do about the N-word? As he's beating up the white dude for saying the N-word. And it just got me to thinking. So I commented under the post, I'm like, it kind of makes no sense to want to beat this white man up for saying the N-word while during the whole time you beating and punching on him, you're calling him the N-word back. It's kind of contradictory. And oh, how the white people was eating that shit up. Yeah, I don't think that's right.
We really don't care what the Caucasians had to say about it. But y'all get the moral of the story, right? We tracking. Honey, is we glued in, quick weaving? Okay. Y'all understand the moral of just. To me, that was never, I don't think I've ever been in a physical altercation with a Caucasian person. I mean, I done slapped the fuck out of a couple. But I never called them the N-word in the process. I never, that never felt comfortable to me, but I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense, you know what I mean? Like that, like, it has made me completely rethink using the word nigga when I'm upset with somebody in general. Because for me, the math is mathing. Just something to think about, honey. I'm still processing it. Who knows what happened? Child, now we talked about Drake, honey, and all the school buses driving over top of him. Honey, yeah, thrown under the bus. Yes. His former collaborators had thrown him under the bus and they all dissed him, honey, but Kendrick put the nail in the coffin. JT dropped, okay. Now, we talked about this on the Ballroom Tea last week because Simone Tishi is in the video. Honey, yes, JT is still advocating for transgender women, for black transgender women specifically, it seems. Shout out to Jason. Anyway, she drops okay, and it's a line in okay that got everybody going stir crazy because JT talks about one of somebody's cheap veneers popping out, or somebody lost one of their veneers to a crab leg, essentially is what JT says, right? And it got the internet in the stir, specifically because Cardi has lost a veneer to a crab leg before, and everybody associated it with Cardi. But then a lot of people started to realize, hey, maybe she's not talking about Cardi, because Suki had lost a veneer to crab legs as well.
So I just want to clear this up real quick because I was locked up when the song came out. I come home, I look at my phone, everybody keep tagging me. They keep tagging me. And they tagging Cardi too. They said JT was trying to diss me in a song, or Cardi B. So she said in the song, a bitch broke her cheap ass veneers on some crab legs and she always be talking shit. I did. Now, we all know I done broke my teeth on some crab legs. I love crab legs. Shit, that's normal shit. I ain't have to post it. I post it because I'm a real bitch and I live in my truth. But I don't talk shit about bitches. I always show love. Never hate on a bitch. Never call a bitch name. Always show love. And I was at JT birthday party. It was hugs and giggles. So I don't feel like she talking about me. And I don't take her as the girl that just start trouble with random people when she dropping a song. So they say there's trouble in paradise with her and Cardi. Y'all bitches trying to hype me up to roast a bitch. I ain't going. I'm ain't going. You feel me? Like, JT, just clear it up. Because I know you see the people keep tagging me and Cardi. You're only tagging me and her. Can you let us know who you talking about? Because I know Cardi broke her tooth on a bagel. But I just don't feel like me and you got no tea, no shade. So then let me know. But
honey, so after that, long story short, JT did not clear it up. JT kept everybody speculating who she talking about. If it's Cardi, if it's Suki, if it's Kim Misha from the Pork and Bean Project. We don't know who JT is talking about necessarily. I personally think it's Cardi, but that's a whole nother story. They done been going back and forth, child. JT and Suki, and now Suki said that she is taking it to the booth. Honey, Suki said that she is stepping in on the rap beef tick. Honey, I wouldn't be surprised if this is set up. I wouldn't be surprised if JT and Suki low-key on the back end plan this, maybe it's wishful thinking. It would be nice to know that they had the intellect to plan this. But of course, JT sometimes don't be knowing if she's American. So I'm going to keep it moving. I'm just waiting to hear the diss records. We will update. What do you think of this rap beef between the girls? Who do you think is going to come out winning? Sukiana or JT? Honey, do you think JT is going to respond if Sukiana do diss it? Child, you know we is over here, honey. You know we is not taking our foot off of Neo's neck. We are not taking our foot off of his turtle and a half shell neck. No, we are not, honey. Ninjas with an attitude, honey. Not the most recent baby mama that aired him out, honey. Little backstory. Y'all know that Neo was with Mayetta. And Mayetta ended up getting her tubes tied because Neo said he didn't want to have any more kids. I believe him and Mayetta were married. And he said he didn't want to have no more kids, so she went and got her tubes tied. Well, then he ended up with Crystal. And allegedly, he was cheating on Mayetta with Crystal. Then he ends up with the current baby mama, who he was allegedly cheating on Crystal with. He ends up having kids with the current baby mama. That's how she became the current baby mama. But remember, Neo had his wife get her tubes tied because he didn't want to have no more kids. But now he went out and had some more kids and some more child support babies with some other side. Anyway, she aired him out.
Tell him about the freak off, Diddy Jr. Diddy Jr., tell him about the freak off. He calling the police, y'all. He calling, no, I don't give a, listen. No, you know what you did. Your body slammed on the floor. Come on, police. Tell him the real you. 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 And why we're here today. Tell him why we're here today. Refuse to remove me. Why? Because the commotion. How did the commotion start? What did we talk about? What did I ask of you?
All of that is irrelevant.
All of that is irrelevant.
Started throwing shit and getting loud and disturbing people.
Okay, so you calling the police like a y'all, guess what? Over what? Because he want hoes over the house while his kids is here. While you likes to have hoes, drugs, and weed, alcohol, mushrooms, and prostitutes in the house while his kids are here. Everyone has asked him to stop, but he will not listen to nobody. This is what's going on. This is the tea. While the is in the house, I asked him not to bring no in the house. I even came over here to help him with these kids because he won't watch these kids. Tell him about the freak off, Diddy Jr. Diddy Jr., tell him about the freak off. Tell them about the freak off. Tell them the truth. Tell these people the truth. Oh, shut the fuck up. You don't give a fuck about none of these kids. Do y'all see a fucking picture in this house of a fucking kid? He don't care about these kids. All he care about is doing drugs, drinking alcohol, fucking these hoes. That's what you care about. So let's go. I'm a Diddy bop the fuck up out of here. You and your freak off. You can get back to your freak off in a minute. You'll be next. You'll be next. You'll be next. You'll be next. Your stories will be coming out next. He gonna say, my daughter crying, you gotta go. But the hoe gonna stay, huh? The hoe gonna stay? The hoe gonna stay?
Excuse me.
The hoe gonna stay? The hoe gonna stay?
Excuse
The hoe gonna stay?
Come on now.
The hoe gonna stay?
You're doing a lot.
Huh?
Excuse me.
Why can't you just be at home with your kids?
Why can't you just get out?
Why you just can't be at home with the kids?
Excuse me.
Why you can't be at home with the kids? Is that hard for you to lay in the bed and lay down with your kids?
No, I've done it before.
No, you don't do it. That's the problem. That's why I'm here, and you know that. And you know that. And you know that, though. And you know that. And you know that. I'm on that. Shut up. Shut up. Shut your up. Man, shut your up. Shut your up. Take care of your kids and shut the bitch. Shut the fuck up. Mr. Clean. Please stop playing with me before I slap the shit out of you.
Yo, you slap the shit out of me.
No, shut your up. Shut the, yeah, I know I'm gonna go to jail with you. That's why I'm staying far away from you. The police. Shut your up, pussy hoe.
What I'm supposed to do, fight you?
You already did that.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Shut up.
Please don't worry about me, I'm fine. Oh, that's what Neil said. Neil said, please don't worry about. Oh, Lord, honey. Only gonna play the fool one time. Child. Honey, I didn't even know that him and the new baby mama was broke up until this video had came out, honey. I didn't even know that him and the new baby mama was broke up. Because y'all know, honey, the last time we reported on Shiny Head Man, you know, Donatello, Leonardo, Michelangelo, the last time we had reported on Neo, you know, he was out talking about polygamy and he had the 2 girls on this. Child, honey, I think Neo is traumatized, honey, trying to fight these homosexual allegations, honey. Lord, honey, and she done threw some new allegations on. By the end, you could tell that she was clearly being messy. I think she's still a little tender, a little upset about the breakup, honey. But I do believe that he be having the bilicas and the substances around the children and stuff, honey. I believe it. But I believe he was doing that when they was together. Well, honey, but now she got a problem with it because now it comes with the hoax. You said it was definitely unnecessary. Honey, yeah. I know it's unnecessary, but you know we're gonna keep our foot on Neo neck, honey. Neo worried about transgenders when Neo got a whole bunch of cleaning up that he needs to do around his own tour. Child, honey, that is a ugly man. You know who he looked like? Osmosis Jones. That's what he looked like. Y'all remember the cartoon Osmosis Jones? I think it came out in the early 2000s. Please, it came out when I was a child. Honey, I remember going to the theater saying Osmosis Jones, honey. And that's what Neo be giving to me. Honey, child. But I want to give, let me make sure I got this child's name right. Honey. Before I shout him out. Okay, yeah. I want to give a shout out to young Ralph Yarl, honey. Yes, y'all remember the incident when the boy got gathered down by the older Caucasian gentleman. Well, he has made a recovery. He is alive. Ralph Yarl is alive. Yes, honey, this is good news, y'all. Peace, love, and blessings to the young Mr. Ralph Yarl, honey. Now him and his family then filed a lawsuit, as they should, honey, because they handled that investigation terribly, honey. Yes, honey. Yeah, we had to lighten it up. Trigger warning, honey. What is going on with Gold's plastic surgery, honey? We're about to show a censor image of somebody's botched plastic surgery, honey. If you saw Transforming Rolly this past Sunday, last night. Oh, yeah, that was last night. If you saw Botching Rolly, if you saw Transforming Rolly last night, then you know that Rolly is already unhappy with her results from Goals. By the time she got her second round BBL, she was not happy with her results from Goals. I had seen quite a few issues from the door, honey. I had been told y'all on Instagram that it was a hot ass mess, that, you know, she still got the surgery done even though no anesthesiologist would come in because her BMI was too high for the surgery that she was getting. Honey, but she ain't want to hear from people like me. We was just haters and this, that, and the third. Girl, I done been under the knife, honey, and I lost my weight naturally. Ain't nobody hating on you, Rolly, honey. Sometimes people try and tell you stuff because you ain't got good goddamn stuff. Honey, but her son was fighting today. Of course, we can't show the fight, honey. But her son was fighting today. Probably something about her, child. But Gold's plastic surgery, honey, they are being accused of malpractice from multiple sources. Honey, I want y'all to pray for Charles and Netta. People got mad when we were showing Charles and Netta results. People got mad when we were showing Rolly's results. I can't speak for nobody else, but I ain't no hater, honey. When people have good work, I congratulate them on their work and I give them grace. And a lot of times I don't even discuss it. When people are botched, then I have to prepare you for the ills of plastic surgery because plastic surgery is common amongst my community, the transgender people. Yes, honey. Yes, honey. Y'all know we love a nip tuck. Child, y'all know we love a tuck. You know? Child. Now Texas is banning diversity in their scholarships. Honey. Now Texas is stopping public higher education institutions from establishing and maintaining DEI offices. Diversity and inclusion. Affirmative action. Child, I told y'all and I'm going to keep telling y'all, their only intent with taking away the rights of the transgender people, the real agenda behind taking the rights of the transgender people is so that they can start taking rights away from everybody else, i.e. women and black people. We talk about real important issues on this channel every day. Every time that I come on here, every time I clock in, we talk about real actual issues that should be discussed during this election year, that should be discussed amongst these political pundits, that should be discussed amongst these politicians. But that ain't what they want to talk about. Child, honey. Girl, Miss Thing. They got it out. They got it out for him, Neil. They got it out for y'all. It's going down. Yes, I keep checking my phone. Honey. Waiting on the link. Anyway. Girl, I didn't know that our girl Dionne Warwick had did this.
In 1985, you participated in We Are the World, which gathered together some of the top performers of our day, and LaToya Jackson. The thing everyone wants to know.
That reporter, honey, whose face we can't see, who is blurred out, I don't know who is she. She could be Diane Sawyer, honey. She could be Barbara Walters, as far as I know. But anyway, one more time for the people in the back.
In 1985, you participated in We Are the World, which gathered together some of the top performers of our day, and LaToya Jackson. The thing everyone wants to know.
Why did Dionne fall out like that, honey? Why was that reporter so messy and asked that question like that? The top performers and LaToya Jackson on the side. Key. Baby, classic Key, honey. Dionne falling out like that, not being able to hold her composure, sends me, baby, honey. Child. What did JP do? What did JP do on No Jumper, one of the controversial podcasts? Child.
Oh, look, so look, check it out. So, about like 4 or 5 years ago, I had relations with a young man, right?
Huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No Diddy.
No, this shit ain't no motherfucking joke. This shit is real. Anyways, so it was about like 4 or 5 years ago, right? So like everybody, everybody knew, at least like all my niggas and shit, like they all knew, like, but nobody get no fuckers, like, who the fuck gonna do something to me? Yeah. And I was still putting you bitch. That's crazy. So everybody was like, like the pictures and shit, they been around type shit. But like, as soon as my shit started going viral, and I got to name somebody else, a little shorty leaked them. So my brother, bitch. So look, no, I mean, I wouldn't even trip it though, cause like I said, I ain't really getting up for it. Happened just in time, cause look, what happened was the shit start the bitch get the leak, so I get the notified, you know what I'm saying, that she leaked the shit, boom. So I come in her shit like all laughing emojis, like I'm laughing, like I don't get no like woo woo. Yeah. And then like
baby, I commend JP for how he responded. I commend JP for standing 10 toes in his truth. But let's get into it.
Yeah. And then like 30 minutes later, the snippet to the Bad Bitty music video dropped.
Yeah.
So it was like the shit, you know what I'm saying? The shit happened like right at the perfect time.
Yeah.
So then like everybody started going viral, like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody started posting shit, you know, shit like that.
Nigga, I ain't know nothing about this.
Oh, yeah.
Hell no, I didn't
So
know.
like everybody, everybody doing this shit back, right? And they like, all right, woo woo. And then everybody going viral, they sharing it and shit. Now I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Yeah.
But they had the facts wrong. They had the facts wrong. So they, you know what I'm saying? I'm a transparent nigga.
Yeah.
I don't give a what anybody got to say. So they had the facts wrong. They thought it was the other way around.
Yeah.
God damn it, it wasn't the other way around. So I had to go and I had to
What
tell
does
them.
he mean by that? And he doing the cracker.
What is he?
They know that. Oh my. And not nigga ever.
What does he mean by
you
that?
can't listen. I'ma tell you. Cause ain't none bitch ass nigga ever crack my nigga JP. Never.
Honey, he had to make it clear that he was the top. He had to make it clear that he was the top, and he also went on to say that he still identifies as straight because he does not participate in gay culture. Honey, is what he said, honey. Child, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that JP is gay, honey? Do y'all think that this was the right or wrong move for his career, honey? Child, honey. I don't have no thoughts outside of everybody's identity is their own. If that man wants to identify as straight, honey, he can have it. Do I view him as straight? No. Will I respect him for his straight identity? Yes. You know, that there are men who stay on gay dating apps, honey, who live in the gay dating app and identify as straight. Baby, if you spend a majority of your time looking for peanut, his identity is his own. I respect it. How he want to be respected. But I don't get it. You know, they say trans people are delusional, but that sounds delusional to me, honey. But it leads us here. It leads us here.
Get it that my husband is married. He's like always trying to get to him. He will call the house. He will want him to go over, and then he will disconnect the phone every time that they're hanging out. But they're hanging out in his house. Why disconnect the phone? What is it that they're doing so private that the phone has to be disconnected? He doesn't want me to call. Why doesn't he just have?
Let's ask Rob just that.
Exactly.
Okay, the reason that I shut off the phone the way she's saying is because we don't want to be bothered.
Why?
We have a friendship for 24 years, and when we get together, we just don't want to be bothered. So we shut off the phone. My girlfriend doesn't have a problem with that. Why does she?
Child, why do you think they were shutting off the phone? Why do y'all think that they were shutting off the phone? Honey, had Ricky been on the air and doing that interview today, honey, the line of questioning would have been a lot different, honey, and I think we would have got to some real answers. Whether people told the truth or not. Now, if they went on Steve Wilkos, they wouldn't have had no choice but to tell the truth. Joe. Speaking of botched plastic surgeries, we back on it. Girl, what is happening here? What is happening here? What in the cat lady Kim Kardashian is going on here? What in the Khloe Kardashian is happening? Honey, what is y'all doing? What is y'all doing? Honey, she must went to Goals. She must went to Goals. She looks like one of their victims. I mean, one of their patients. Honey. Lord, honey. Don't trust no Christians. Don't trust no Jews. Honey, don't trust no plastic surgeon. Lord, honey. Don't trust nobody when you in another country and you don't speak the language. And why is you there by yourself? Child, get into this. Get into Vietnam, honey.
Không biết tiếng.
Hotel?
Đó là ví dụ là một tiếng bao nhiêu tiền?
I don't think I speak English. Okay. Oh, what? What is this? Hotel? Huh? I'm not gonna go this man's room. What is this? No, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? I need a hotel room. He's trying to drag me into a room with another man. What?
No. 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 What the f? He wanted me to suck his for money. What the fuck, bro? This hotel to be avoided right there. Nah, nigga, whatever the fuck. Do not go there. Do not go there. Holy
Baby, depending on who you are, you don't want to go there if you in Vietnam. But some of y'all watching, y'all probably want to go there. So I'm going to go ahead and give y'all another flash. Honey, Nani, honey. When you want the poppy, you go to the Nani when you in Vietnam. Oh, what in the peaceful justice is going on? Honey, where are we at now? Honey, you can't trust no Christian. You can't trust no Jew. Honey, you can't trust no Vietnamese. Honey, oh, Lord. Child, I told y'all it was messy. Didn't I tell y'all it was messy today? And he comes out. Valentino, a.k.a. Joey. He comes out and he says, can we drop the phrase BBC? Can black and non-black folk retire it? Says Joy. Right? That's what Joy has said. Keep your eye on Joy. Honey, I just lost my live access to TikTok for saying you can't trust no Jew. Honey, keep your eye on Joy. Honey, and Joey's partner. Well, this is what Jackson had to say about how he feels about using the phrase BBC. That's what Jackson had to say. Any questions? Any question? Yes. If you didn't know it, we is in the gay people's business. We is in the queer folks' business. We is in the LGBTQ plus. Honey, if you didn't know. Honey. Child, Moo Pup came online and is very excited about their PhD. Now, y'all tell me, is PhD defense done? Does that mean that he has a PhD in defense or he's defending his PhD? I don't know. But if his PhD is in defense in anything criminal justice, I personally wouldn't be comfortable with a Caucasian man who considers themselves a master defending me or anything. This is problematic. Honey, y'all done started that no kink shaming craze because y'all don't want us to have conversations about shit like this. Collared and master. I don't know, but I'm hoping and praying that none of you black folk outside of Gerard Carmichael is allowing white men to call themselves your master. We already know that Gerard is... Don't worry about it, honey. We're going to talk about Gerard and his whole reality show at some point, honey. I'm probably going do a little video on it because it's child, honey. I'm following it so you don't even have to watch it. I'm collecting the receipts from all the important parts for you now. Child, it's a hot ass mess. And speaking of hot ass messes, child, Shamar updates us on his SSI checks in his housing.
So you've been getting a disability check, right? And you still get one every month.
I mean, I do get one every month, but it's like...
So you should be able to qualify for housing and everything that comes with it.
Look. I can qualify for some housing and shit like that, but at the same time, If I don't do that, then guess what? I'm out here getting it on my own. I'm out here doing what I gotta do.
You say if you don't get that, why don't you just go get it? Why don't you go get the housing? Why don't you go get the help? You know, all that stuff.
Because I'm gonna do it on my own time. I don't have to do what everybody else tell me to do.
Shamar.
One thing about it, you say people want to act like they my mama. If they want to be my mama, my dad, take me there. But if you can't take me there, don't tell me to go to no housing or do this or do that or do this.
Well, I think the reason why people say that,
I ain't 5 years old. I ain't 9 years old. I ain't 8 years old. I'm just a motherfucking grown man that's handling business. I don't got no friend because he's a fake as fuck. So at the end of the day,
you keep saying that, like,
yeah.
So what are you referring to, or who are you referring to when you say that?
Anybody, any motherfucker body.
Because a lot of people are saying,
child, honey, Shamar needs a conservator. I probably imagine that Shamar does have a conservator. Shamar's checks probably do come in somebody's name, and I'm sure that they probably come. Whether or not Shamar has access to those checks is a whole nother question, honey. Y'all know people take advantage of the disabled all the time, honey. However, Shamar don't like to listen because what Shamar said that he's a grown-ass man. Shamar needs to accept the fact that he's a grown-ass man with a disability. And sometimes you need to take help and assistance from other people. Guidance from other people, honey. Shamar is probably obligated legally to take guidance from other people. But Shamar is grown. And Shamar don't want to hear what nobody got to say. Okay? This is why when I see posts and GoFundMe's and stuff like this, I personally don't feel bad for Shamar. You know, Shamar was just telling y'all stingy, broke bitches. You know, he was just telling y'all, Shamar was just telling y'all to send him an iPhone 15. I just want y'all to be aware of Shamar's mentality when y'all decide whether or not y'all want to donate to Shamar. Allegedly, word on the curb is that Shamar be spending his coins on the children, on boyfriends, or the boyfriend experience. Y'all ex-work girls know what I'm talking about, honey. That's what they say. That's word on the curb, honey. But I'm gonna mind my business on that one, honey. Child, why every time I get on the internet, why y'all a fool? Every time it's a fool. Every time it's a fool. Every single time it's a fool, honey. Child. A fool. A fool. A fool. Every single time. Now, what did she have in that phone? Or what did they have in that phone that the girlfriend had to super glue the mouth closed? And why is the girlfriend crazy enough to super glue the mouth closed? For anybody, if this ever happens to y'all, rubbing alcohol, child. Rubbing alcohol and a cotton swab. Y'all giving me a headache, and we ain't even through the LGBTQ plus topics already. Y'all giving me a Jesus, honey, migraine, baby, honey. Miss Neal says Shamar needs his community not to be exploited by his community. Yeah. Shamar does need community, but honey, Shamar needs somebody hands-on, and Shamar don't want to listen, honey. Baby, I have come across the queens I've come across queens like this. I have a gay brother who is disabled and who has to have a conservator and all this, because if he does get his own check, and even whatever money you do give him access to, it's going to be gone by the end of the same day. You know, my brother, for example, just doesn't have the mental capacity to be able to budget and save money to survive. You know, he's the type of person who will get his check, you know, pay his portion of the bills with whatever needs to be taken out for bills. You give him the other half of his check, within a couple of days, honey, that money is gone and he out panhandling. When he got a whole home, food, shelter, clothes, clean clothes, nice clothes, he got everything he need. But he'll never want to take advice from nobody, and I know firsthand because I was one of the people who took him in at one point, and that's essentially what I would do. I would take out a portion for his portion of the bills, and everything else I would give him. And then he ended up getting mad at me because at one point I was giving him, like, let's say he got $700. Let's just say he got $700 a month. I'll probably take out like $250 for the bills, just so that he helping out with something, being able to pay something on something. So that leaves him with what, $500 left, $450. I started giving him like $200 every 2 weeks. He got mad at me. I started giving him $200, $250, $225, whatever, every 2 weeks or whatever, because I didn't want to give him the whole $400. Then a couple days later, it's gone, and then he out panhandling behind my back. Like, it just, child. So just to give you a idea that sometimes with some people, there are some people who don't accept their disabilities. There are some people who don't accept help. And I've strongly gotten the impression, based on seeing Shamar's interactions online and seeing what he shows us online over these years, that if he has had somebody in his corner who was genuinely there to help him, nothing more, nothing less, he probably didn't listen to them. He probably didn't take the guidance. And I don't know about you, but it's hard when you're dealing with a grown person who don't want your help, but want whatever you can offer them. I'm not going to let somebody able-bodied in mind, somebody with an able body in mind to take advantage of me, and I'm not going to let somebody with a disabled body and or mind take advantage of me and stress me the hell out. So yeah, maybe one day Shamar figure it out, but if not, honey, that's a lot of burden to take on. And yes, it is sad, Miss Neal, but if you've never been in that type of situation, it's hard. I mean, I still have the heart to do it, and that's why I work in community now, which is why I'm underpaid. And I work in outreach now, but yeah, I don't want to take that home with me for my own harm reduction and sanity. I've experienced it. I've tried, and it's not for me. It's not.
He was eating that motherfucking broccoli Alfredo the fuck up. You about to eat that chocolate lava cake and shit. Oh God, he's coming.
Cardi has a take. Y'all know Cardi is self-proclaimed bisexual, but Cardi has been watching this show. I believe it's a TV show called Baby Deer. I think it's based outside of the U.S. in another predominantly English-speaking country. But she has a take on queer folk after watching this show.
So, I'm the one that's in the wrong.
Let's find the spot, because Cardi playing. Okay, I think this is it.
Baby Reindeer is on Netflix, and like the fourth, I haven't been able to finish watching it because I think around the fourth and fifth episode, it kind of like traumatized me a little bit. Like it freaked me out because sometimes in life when you don't have nothing and like when you're like trying to figure out your path or your dreams and stuff like that, like you get into really bad situations. And then like on the show, like in this episode that I saw, and I was like, I can't even watch anymore. Like the guy, he wants to be a comedian, so he met this guy that, of course, that is like, he told him that like he was gonna put him on, and the guy introduced him to drugs. And while he was drugged up, the guy was raping him. Like he was like finger popping his asshole. Then he started fucking him. Then he started sucking his dick and all this weird shit. And then because of that, like the guy just started going through a very hard time through his life because he just felt so violated, and he never went to the police because he felt so ashamed. And then he like, because of that, he started finding out that, you know, that he was like kind of getting into that, and he was such ashamed of the new feelings that he was experiencing. And it's so crazy because like it's so important for us to like know certain male perspective about these type of things, because you know, women go through a lot of sexual assault, but we don't really get to hear or see what other men go through when they experience sexual assault. And it just like it shocked me. And then it's crazy because, like, you know, like I believe that there's some men that are born gay. Like I feel like I have a cousin that I just knew since he was like 2 years old, like, yo, he's gay, like he's gonna be gay, and he is gay, and I love him. And there's some people that, like, you know, there's people that are born gay, and then there's men that get sexually assaulted and then they find out that they are gay. And like some people, you know, people are always gonna be judgmental, people are always gonna like not accept them and stuff like that. But it's like people sometimes don't even know their story or how they got there. And it's like that's why sometimes you gotta be like more open about certain things, because it's like you just don't know people's story and why they like and their preference and how did they even got there. You know what I'm saying? Like not everybody, as you can see, like not everybody is born gay. Like as you see, if you see that episode, you see like the guy, he was straight and he got raped, and then he just started going through all these emotions of identity of what he likes. Like it's like he started having crazy sex with women, he started having crazy sex with men because he just wanted to identify of what he likes, all because he got sexually assaulted. So I kind of like recommend this show, but it's like I kind of recommend it, but it's like, you know what? Let me finish watching it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish watching it tonight because I have a studio session. But it's like that episode really shook me. And then it's like the character really be pissing me off because it's like, yo, you have a.
All right, y'all get the gist. Essentially, the point that I wanted to get to is that we've had this discussion on here before, and no, I don't know the answer, but we've had this discussion on here before about trauma altering a person's sexuality, how trauma can alter a person's sexuality. And yes, I do believe that that's a valid point. I do believe that it's very likely and it is very possible that a lot of the people who are not born gay or are not born queer or are not born with homosexual attractions, you know, some of them may throughout their journey, throughout their life, experiment with their sexuality because of trauma that they experience. But I don't think it's the end all be all answer. I don't think that just because a man is assaulted, that makes him gay or bisexual. I don't think that determines whether he will be gay or bisexual. There are a lot of people who have gotten assaulted, men, women, people in between, who have been assaulted and whose sexuality has not been altered. You know, some people's sexuality is just fluid and just changes throughout time. I think sexuality is just as unique as a fingerprint. It truly just depends on that person and their experience, and there are a lot of effects, outside effects, environmental things that can alter that. Yeah, of course. I know for me, had I never been introduced to a transgender man, I may have never been pansexual, just giving an example. And I've even discussed the fact that, you know, my pansexuality and me being open to dating women and being attracted to femininity could be because I was assaulted by somebody who was assigned female at birth. You know, I was, well, not assaulted, but I was molested by another child who was assigned female at birth. So It's possible that that could have an effect on me being pansexual. It's possible that that could be a causing factor. I don't know. Something to consider. Something to consider. But keep in mind, a lot of us are definitely born with homosexual attractions. I know for me, being assigned male at birth, I'd always been attracted to men. I'd always been interested in interacting with a penis for as long as I can recall. I was attracted to little boys when I was a little boy, even before I was molested. So, yeah, some of us are born this way, and for some people it changes. It changes throughout time, you know. And in a lot of cases, some people may be so deeply in denial about their homosexuality that they don't even recognize it for periods of time. The mind, the mind is a very mysterious place, honey. But it's very powerful, honey. Your brain controls your whole body. Yes, yes, yes. Little young mama, little young trans woman. I ain't gonna keep y'all too much longer. We're going on 2 hours, honey. Little mama, little trans woman. She has a take. She has a point that she wants to share with other trans ladies, with other trans feminines.
I'ma just say this, and I really don't care if y'all think I sound politically correct or not, because I'm not trying to be. I need y'all girls to identify as trans to really start like putting effort behind y'all look. I notice a lot of y'all just like to throw a wig on, maybe put on, some girl clothes, if that, because sometimes y'all still be wearing men clothes, and say, I'm trans. No, you're not, baby.
I think it's sad that we even have to have this discussion. But she ain't done. I'm going to let her finish.
And I really want us to bring back being okay with being a femboy. There's nothing wrong with being a feminine man. There's nothing wrong with being a man that like makeup and hair and maybe a few girl threads and maybe, a handbag or two. But it is something wrong with identifying as something and you haven't put any work, effort, or anything behind it, and you think people just supposed to react to you correctly. If I walk in a girl's bathroom, girls don't really say nothing to me. Nobody looks at me funny. I don't get no weird stares or looks. And sometimes they know. But if you got muscles galore, you got stubble on your chin, you dress like a man, and the only thing you have on is a wig, yeah, I will react crazy too. If you're not going to put the effort behind your look, don't do it. Simple.
Ooh. Now, she said something. She said, it's nothing wrong with being a feminine man. It's nothing wrong with being a masculine woman either. But in some cases, masculine women are trans. And in some cases, feminine men are trans. But it is a difference between transgender and transsexual. People are constantly conflating the two. I'm a transsexual, which means I'm a binary trans woman. I do not identify as non-binary. I'm a transsexual. I have taken medical steps. I've taken social steps to not only live my life and live in my womanhood, but also to be perceived as a woman. And you have a lot of trans people who are non-binary. You have a lot of trans people who are gender non-conformant. Those people are transgender, but those people are not transsexuals. Those are not binary trans people. And it's sad that we even have to have this conversation, because I got a whole lot of flack a couple of years ago when I was attempting to make the separation between transsexual and transgender, and there were a lot of non-binary people, there were a lot of gender non-conforming people who really got upset at me because I said that the distinction needs to be made. But now today we're having conversations like this where it's obvious that the distinction needs to be made, because there are a lot of people who are labeling themselves as trans, being labeled as trans, being seen as, in the public as trans, and they have not taken any steps to transition, and they have not taken any steps for their appearance, for their outside to match their inside, which is a transsexual, i.e. me. And it's necessary to make this distinction because people categorize us and people put labels on us. And as you see, people are taking our rights every day. And what affects one of us affects all of us. We don't like to admit it in this day and age. It's become a null and void topic. It's become politically incorrect. But in actuality, black people, all black people who are public figures, all black people who go out in public and identify with blackness, you're going to affect other black people. Same with trans. If you identify as trans, if you're labeled as trans, things that you do could affect me and my living, could affect me and my life based on how trans people are perceived. You know what I mean? It's not fair, but it's the world that we live in, and it's the world that we will always live in because we are humans. As I told y'all before, we physically, biologically, we categorize things in our brain. That's how our brain works. That's how we figure out the difference between danger and safe spaces. That's how we learn how to navigate the world, by categorizing things. That's why we have language. That's why we give names and labels to things. Because that is how we process our world. That is how we process our environment. So when you're putting labels on people, and you're putting people in categories and putting people in boxes, the good and the bad people get conflated. And the last thing that the transsexual community needs is for people who are not binary identifying. We don't need that to be a representation of us. We have enough bad people. You know, we have enough people who F up and do wrong, who are transsexuals. We don't need to take on all of the issues of other transgender people who aren't transsexual. If I'm making any sense. Am I being understood? I feel like I'm not making sense. But I hope y'all catch it. I hope y'all can catch what I'm saying. Cause I didn't rehearse that. That was all off the cuff, honey. I hadn't even thought about that. That just started coming out of my mouth as I was listening to Little Mama and absorbing it all. But yeah, one of us affects all of us. You know, that's real life. You know, one trans person making a mistake could change laws for all trans people. You know what I mean? But I think it is fair for educational purposes and for social awareness purposes that people know the difference between transgender and transsexual, that people know the difference between non-binary and transsexual, that people know the difference between gender non-conforming and transsexual. Because again, us transsexuals have enough to deal with. And I think that I've said the word transsexual more than I ever need to say again in my life. Honey, I think I met my quota for my lifetime. What's going on, Saint? What's going on, Saint? Good morning to you as well. You said, Miss Neal agrees. Miss Neal said it's not shade. You understand what she's saying. I understand what she's saying completely. I understand what she's saying completely. I understand where she's coming from. You think she's coming from a place of safety. And that's honestly how I think about it too, Miss Neal. Because as a black trans woman, safety is something that you have to be concerned about because we are the most endangered population in this country. The black transgender woman. Yes, which means transsexual. A transgender woman is transsexual. You are identifying with womanhood. Okay, dude? We making sense? All right. And it is necessary to be transsexual. You present as a woman, whether you're clocky or not. There's a difference between somebody being clocky and somebody who doesn't appear trans at all. Somebody who has not taken any steps to transition socially outside of telling you their name and their pronouns. It's a slippery slope. It's a blurred line, honey. And maybe one day I'll be ready to have this conversation with y'all again, and I'll be ready to have it fully. But right now we messy, so we getting back to a place of mess. Child, and speaking of mess, honey, child, apparently you can't trust Grindr. Child, honey, now we got another Grindr attack on. Run it.
A teenager who stabbed his Grindr date 14 times in the back before pretending that he had been tricked into sleeping with a man pretending to be woman has been jailed for 3.5 years. Dexter Davies, who was jailed on a grievous bodily harm charge, made contact with a man in Port Talbot, Wales on the gay dating app and agreed to meet up in September. The two men engaged in consensual sexual activity at the victim's house and parted on good terms, the court heard. Prosecutors said that 8 days after they met up, Davies, who is claimed to be 18 but was in fact 17, popped back up to the victim using a different account. The victim, in his 40s, quickly realized that Davies, who had no prior convictions, was behind the account, and the pair agreed to meet up again. After Davies arrives at the victim's house, he asked whether he had handcuff and a blindfold, adding that he had something in mind, before telling him to lay on his front as he pulled the man's t-shirt over his head. The man felt the teenager's hand on his body and believed he was being massaged, but suddenly felt what felt like punches being delivered with great force to his back. After getting up and turning around, he saw shocked-looking Davies holding a large kitchen knife, which he then used to slash the victim's face before fleeing the property. As he fled, he ran into the garden of a neighboring home and discarded the knife. He bizarrely told the resident of the house that he had been tricked into meeting up with a woman who had turned out to be a man and who had tried to stab him. On top of this, Davies continually trying to mislead professionals throughout the investigation process, though answered no comment to all questions answered in interview after he was arrested. Detectives found the knife and managed to match it to the brand and type of knife used in the attacker's family's home. The victim, who has not been named, suffered wounds across his back, shoulders, and face. One of the wounds was a deep one, just an inch away from his spine, while another one was suffered on his cheek. The man said in a victim impact statement read to Swansea Crown Court that Davies seems like a pleasant young man and that he had no idea why he had been attacked. He added that he was sure Davies intended to kill or seriously injure him with the knife. Since the attack, he has been left feeling nervous and frightened of being alone, and said that in the aftermath of the attack, his house, with its bloodstains on the floor, had felt like living in a crime scene. He added that he felt foolish for letting the incident happen and said the attack had badly affected his self-confidence.
Child, honey, this is just a reminder and warning to all of y'all out here on these gay dating apps. This is a reminder and a warning to gay men, honey, that y'all ain't the only one in danger, honey. Everybody who dates cisgender men could potentially be in danger, honey. If you don't know the statistics, let me break them down real simple for you. Cisgender men in first world societies especially, they tend to have emotional issues that they take out with violence. Cisgender men, especially ones who are gay in the sheets but straight in the streets, they don't tend to be wrapped too tight. Remember, I was telling y'all I don't understand, me personally, I respect people's identity, but I don't understand that whole ideology of you being straight and living on a gay hookup website. Don't be surprised if you deal with these type of people, if you deal with trade, if you deal with downloads and all that, and you know, you end up in a situation like this. Don't be surprised. Yeah, there is a link. It's called psychosis. Yes. Child. Honey, I have so many feelings and so many thoughts, honey. I'm not happy. For one, I'm not happy about a 40-some-year-old man linking up with a 17-year-old who claims to be 18. I don't even like the idea of a 40-some-year-old man hooking up with an 18-year-old. Me, I'm not 40 and I'm not hooking up with no 18-year-olds. But what if Dexter comes out and says that that this is a kink for him? That he likes to turn Jason Voorhees because it turns him on. Or would we be allowed to kink shame? Child, y'all keep dealing with these DLs and these trades and stuff if y'all want, honey. That's why I prefer to stick to my own kind, honey. But trans people are so few and far between, especially sane ones. And I'm not even asking for you to have all the sanity in the world, but I'm asking for you to at least be as sane as me. If I'm going to date you, evenly yoked. You know, I would honestly prefer somebody who has more sanity than me, you know. But I can only expect what I give, you know. Child Dexter Davies, honey. Honey, y'all better be careful with that grinder. Honey. You know Grindr been revealing y'all HIV statuses, and y'all been wondering why y'all be getting emails and calls about HIV trials, and Grindr had been selling y'all HIV status to advertisers, but shot. Honey. Oh Lord. Honey, why every time I get on the internet? What y'all over here talk about? I see y'all talking. Miss Neal said, and when I'm not trying to disregard, yeah, I'm not trying to disregard anybody's expression. No, I'm not trying to, and same with me, Miss Neal. I'm not trying to disregard anybody's expression either. I love non-binary people. You know, I have 3 non-binary friends. I'm joking. But no, I genuinely, I'm telling the truth about that. I genuinely do love my non-binary and gender and non-conforming individuals. I once identified as gender fluid before accepting my identity as a trans woman. I have lived in that space. I still do date in that space. Again, I prefer to date other transgenders. You don't have to be transsexual. I am pansexual. I'm attracted to cisgender people. I'm attracted to transgender people, and I'm attracted to men, women, and everything in between. It just depends on the person for me. Again, you have to be equally yoked. There has to be natural chemistry and all those things. I'm not trying to disregard anybody's expression or identity at all, but we got to come to a consensus about some of this stuff. Some of this stuff needs to be discussed and not swept under the rug. You know, we don't need to be conflating communities with each other. We don't need to be conflating identities with each other. You know, we're at a very intricate part. We're in a very integral place right now. You know, people's rights are being taken. You know, people's lives are being taken. People's livelihoods are being taken. People's housing is being taken. And it's not all bad. A lot of people are finding their truth and living in their truth. And I know that there are a lot of trans people who don't express their transness in their aesthetic. But again, if you're a trans person who does not express your transness in your aesthetic, you are not trans like me. And that is okay. That is not a bad thing. That doesn't make me better than you, but it's necessary for people to understand your existence as well as my own. And for people to understand that difference as well. You get what I'm saying? Am I making any sense? Child, because I'm honestly just speaking from my heart with y'all tonight. Saint says, shit like this is why I pray hard as F before hookups and dates. I'll be looking for something to go wrong. What happened to him is so foul. Honey, I don't, at this point, honey, I have no expectations when it comes to dating people. You know, I'm a hopeful romantic. You know, I hope that I never lose that. You know, I hope that I always and continue and forever have my heart and keep my open heart. But I don't be trusting these people either. It's so many barriers and boundaries that people that I have up. It's so many barriers and boundaries that I have up just because of so many things that I've seen and experienced when it comes to dating as a trans woman. It's a hot ass mess. When I hear cisgender people complain about dating, I tune that shit out and I not interest that shit and I scroll past it because it's like, child, you don't even got it as bad as you think. Miss Neal says, yes, as a community, We are going to have hard conversations, and this is one of many. Yes, and we need to have these conversations publicly. You know, people want to stand up publicly in their truth and stand up publicly in their identity. Honey, a part of standing in your truth is us having these conversations for the well-being of not only our community, but generations to come. Yeah. Child, let's get back into the mess, honey. Got a few more clips for y'all before we get up out of here this morning. Skilla Baby. Child, don't ask me. Some rapper. You can go first down, get on one side. You can go outside.
What else? I don't got no disrespect towards you, bro. I don't even know that way, though. Hey, yeah, we ain't gonna appreciate you, bro, but I don't do that, bro. I don't know that way.
Child, some man was assaulting this man, rubbing on his chest. The person who was rubbing all on him with the rings and all that, honey, that was a man. Honey, I'm glad that Skilla Baby reacted this way. I'm glad that he kept his cool, because I'm sure that his security and a lot of his fans would have loved to have knocked the homosexual. You know, they want any excuse to put their hands on any of the LGBTQ plus, honey. Child, honey, as y'all seen with Dexter, honey, even when they laying with us, they want to be able to put hands and feet and knives and stuff on us, honey. Child, but again, shout out to Skilla Baby for keeping his composure, but he should have never had to. He should have never had to keep his composure, honey. Them people should have maintained their personal space or whatever. I understand that man may have felt some sense of entitlement because he's seen women feeling all on Skilla Baby and stuff like that. But from now on, Skilla Baby has made it very clear he does not feel comfortable with men touching him like that. His body, his choice. If he don't want a man touching on him like that, then y'all need to listen and respect that. But I also want all of the men and all of the fellas who are frustrated about this, who would have been upset had it happened to them. I want y'all to keep that in mind when y'all putting y'all hands on women. I want y'all to keep that in mind when y'all putting y'all hands on women who didn't ask to be touched. Even when it's them situations like when I walk into a store and somebody grab me by the arm like, shorty, come here. I didn't ask to be touched, sir. Don't do it. Honey. Y'all seen how Stunner Girl and her people had to knock that Negro for smacking her butt when she was on stage, honey. Yeah. Saint, you said Skilla is from your city. What city is that? And that's your only context to him? Yeah, I ain't never heard no Skilla Baby tracks. And y'all know I keep up with the hip hop tea because I'm always bringing y'all hip hop tea, honey. And a lot of these hip hop artists are trash these days, so I don't really be in a hurry. I used to be one of them people that had to jump on. Detroit. He from the D. I used to jump on every artist, you know, that was coming out. You know, I'm a songwriter. You know, I still do music sometimes as a hobby and for a couple dollars. You know what I mean? But Skilla Baby, ain't nobody ever. I only listen to new rappers now based on recommendation. Ain't nobody ever recommended Skilla to me. So but shout out to Skilla for keeping his composure, you know, and doing what's important. Yes. Don't touch nobody without their permissions. They taught y'all this in elementary school. Keep your hands and feet to yourself. All right, this is our last story, honey. I want to do some Wayne Brady appreciation. Because I know we're going to be back here at some point. I know somebody going to get confused about what pansexual is and get confused that Wayne Brady is pansexual. And they're going to accuse him of really being gay or really being bisexual and try and put another label on it and all that. Honey, let that man have his identity. Jesus. But Wayne has been going on the circuit lately. He's currently in The Wiz. I told y'all this before. He's still on Broadway with The Wiz, I believe. And he's playing The Wiz. And of course, he's been doing interviews. So his whole coming out as pansexual has become a topic and has become fodder in his interview. So let's just do a dedication. Let's see what Wayne has to say for himself about his own journey into discovering and accepting his pansexuality.
Show because I'm notoriously tight-lipped about my life. Yeah. Folks don't know anything except when they see me on stage. Right. I said I will share.
Well, they
in the
will
sharing,
now.
well, yes.
Yeah.
Because in the sharing of it, I said, okay, you know what? I'm 50. Time for a little honesty and transparency because I want to be happy. Mental health is something that I speak about all the time. You can't be mentally happy and cognizant and conscious of the world if you're fighting yourself. So I said, this is what I'm going to do. So I shared my journey, and part of it was coming out as pansexual. And it's been freeing, not because because folks are, oh, pansexual, what's changed? Are you running in West Hollywood singing It's Raining Men? No, that is not what I'm doing. I'm still me doing my thing, except now I can do whatever I want and not have this thing on my back and love whoever I want to, and my family's along for the ride. Yeah. And if I
Yes, honey. Shout out to Wayne. Honey, let's see what else he has more to say.
When you called and told me, I was a little scared for you because I do know that society will put people in a box.
Absolutely.
And so I felt like I want my friend to be whole. I don't want this to overshadow him. Did you ever have that fear?
I had that fear the entire time. I even had to learn. I was like, what the hell is pansexual? I look at it as being able to love whomever I want, no matter the vessel, instead of being locked into what is clearly the very defined thing of you're a guy, love the woman. I'm not saying that I am going to be in a relationship with another man.
Right.
I'm saying it is very possible for me to be attracted to the man because of the person. And I can be attracted to this beautiful woman like you because of the person. I think from my journey, if the people that I love in my life I have, God, so many of my family and friends who are gay, who are lesbian, my nieces who are trans. They walk outside every day and they live their real truth. Unadulterated, walking in nothing but the armor of love and themselves. Those are the brave ones. So when I look at them and I go, man, if by me just speaking my truth and saying, hey, this is what I like and this is who I am, if that can help in any way, shape, or form, then I'm mad I didn't do it earlier.
It isn't easy for Wayne Brady to open up, but the fiercely private star who struggled with anxiety, depression, and love addiction credits therapy for his new outlook.
If I have to be really honest, being really, really afraid of what people that I've dated before would think, and the people that I love, like you and other people, is like, wow, is this going to cast every romantic relationship that I've had like that into doubt in their mind? Right. And that was a big fear. And I think once I got over that fear, because the reality is no, any relationship or anything, it's valid because I meant what I meant, I said what I said, I loved who I loved. That affects nothing else.
I know your daughter's unbothered by you, so whatever you say.
Miley is completely unbothered because her generation, these young adults, are so amazing, where it's because of them that I think most of us can speak the language of pronouns, of actually identifying people and not misgendering and not mislabeling, because they won't stand for it. They're like, this is who we are.
She's taught you a lot.
She has taught me. Even the times when, I'm from the generation I'm from, where somebody would go, well, Dad, this is they. And then I'm like, man, can't I just call him it? No, Dad. You can't just, it's like, you're exactly right. You're right. I'm sorry, because that is a not just.
And again, shout out to our transgender siblings, honey, our non-binary siblings, honey.
I'm sorry, because that is not just a level of respect, that is the basic respect. If somebody says who they are, believe them and treat them like that. So I thank Miley and I thank her generation for making me empowered.
A lot of people would say your show reaches an audience that sometimes has, you know, much more traditional. Were you afraid to tell them? And how has the audience at Let's Make a Deal reacted to you?
It's not that I was afraid to tell the Let's Make a Deal audience. I think that fear in general of, oh, will a lot of the people in the heartland that watch the show and do this? But I got over that fear to a degree a few years ago. When I started speaking out about things a little louder, folks would have something to say, and then I went, if you don't like it, don't watch me.
The 51-year-old will share even more of his private life in a new Hulu reality show about his blended family.
Yes, they are coming out with a reality show, honey. And most recently, Wayne was on Sherry, discussing the reality show as well. Your second act, unless of course you Caitlyn Jenner, honey, then you can go back to Act 1, Renaissance, honey, shout. But no, shout out to Wayne Brady, honey, Wayne Brady. Okay, just a reminder for the people in the back, and I'm going to leave y'all on this note. Black gay love is possible. Black gay love can happen. Honey, black gay love can and is real. Yes, honey. Be the person you want for yourself, honey. Be all that you can be. Okay? Whether you in the Army or the Navy. Inside joke for the 90s kids. Yes, honey. Shout out to that couple. I have no idea who they are. I just stole that video offline. But shout out to that happy couple. They got married, I believe, this past weekend. Saint said, LMAO, that baby named Molly. We couldn't leave here before one of y'all cut up, didn't we? We couldn't. It wouldn't have been one of my live streams, would it? It wouldn't have been a real thing, would it? Honey. Saint then comes back and says that the denim outfit was real good on Wayne Brady. Very Marvin Gaye. Very Marvin Gaye. Yes. I'm here for this too, Miss Neal. I'm here for this too. And I'm here for y'all. And I love y'all for being here for me, honey. Yes, I love y'all for being here with me as well, honey. I love all of you who live in your truth. I love you for simply being you, honey. Yes. And peace, love, and blessings to you and yours until we speak again. Hasta luego.